Well, good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
And welcome to Singapore. We've got some very big plans, you guys. We're gonna be taking you all over the city to show you everything it has to offer, from the amazing architecture to the delicious food and local culture. But first off, forget everything you think you know about Singapore.
With over 100 skyscrapers, you might assume that Singapore is a concrete jungle, but there is actually amazing nature around every turn, with beautiful green spaces and nature preserves, and even super elaborate rooftop gardens. So it makes sense that Singapore is known as a city in nature.
Singapore is the ultimate foodie city. Name any type of cuisine in the world and you'll find it here. And while their local street food is absolutely amazing, there's also some really cool dining experiences, so we'll definitely be showing you some delicious food stops along the way.
And y'all, the architecture in Singapore is so freaking cool. There's this mix of new and old, with colonial buildings and heritage shop houses side by side with super modern skyscrapers. While walking and taking public transportation is one way to see the city, there are so many other ways to explore Singapore.
Yeah, from kayaking the river to touring in the city on a Vespa, or even sailing to a floating restaurant on the sea, we're going to show you how these joyrides are made in Singapore. But of course, you all know that our absolute favorite way to get to know a city is via the food. So our first stop takes us to Chinatown, specifically to the Chinatown complex, which is this huge facility that's lined with food stalls as far as the eye can see. These little shops are actually called hawker stalls, and at these stalls you're gonna find any type of cuisine that you can imagine. Local cuisines from far off places, really unique desserts.
All right, y'all, we have officially met up with our guide, Belinda. She gave us these handy little earpieces because she's talking up in the front. I feel like a secret agent or a spy. I think we spotted him. Pounds, pounds, or what do you say? What do you say, not pounds?
Swarms.
Swarms. Our first dish of the day, y'all, is hand-milled rice rolls, and the way they create it is they got this gelatinous paste that they put on this hot surface, and when it hits the hot surface it kind of solidifies, and then they scrape it off, portion it out. I think it's going to be super simple, but you add all these ingredients and make it perfect. So it's a bit soupy, so I'm going in with my spoon here. I can already smell a nice peanut sauce on there, so it's going to be sweet and savory. Whoa. It's super salty, super savory, but that peanut sauce makes it kind of like sweet and brings it all together. It's like worlds colliding.
This ended up being so much more delicious than I ever thought it would be. We ate the whole thing. Whoops.
Yeah, oopsie.
So these hawker stalls are a family business, and this one is run by Chef Leung, and those are actually his two sons that are working in there with him. And that's a really good thing, because if they don't have any sons to carry on the legacy and to keep working at the hawker stall, then it's going to unfortunately close. So this one is hopefully going to have a long and thriving life. You cannot leave this hawker center without trying the delicious coffee. The way he makes it is he kind of like pours it in this big kettle, kind of dances around and aerates it when he pours it in. The coffee is like jet black. You can get it warm or cold. To get it cold, you say kopi pang. It's the only way to order that I can remember, so it's cold or nothing for me. Man, he puts so much condensed milk in this thing. I think he put some sugar in there as well, poured it over ice. Woo! Woo! Strong coffee, very sweet, ice cold. Freaking delicious. Believe it or not, this facility has well over 200 different hawker stalls. It's all divided into these different colors, and you'll know which region you're in because this is actually the color of the table. So if you see a blue table, you're in the blue zone, red zone, and so forth. So definitely take your time, peruse around until you find exactly what you're in the mood for.
One thing that's very important when you come here is you need to choke your table, which means save it. And how do you do that? Well, you put a little packet of Kleenex or napkins or wipes on your table, and that means this spot is taken. So when you're walking around, please don't pick those up and take them. They're not free. It's people reserving their table.
You might think they're for you, but they're not.
They're not.
Well, good morning, y'all.
Morning.
We're just doing a little leisurely bike ride through Singapore in a mall. Yes, you're allowed to ride through this mall. There's a bike path inside of this mall. How crazy is that?
That's wild. Only in Singapore would this happen.
Yeah.
Do your shopping, put it in your little basket.
Don't wreck.
I don't. Pay attention. We just stopped to see the mosque that was built for the former king of Singapore. And would you have guessed that that black ring up there is actually made out of the bottom of soy sauce bottles? So if locals didn't have any money to contribute to help build this, they contributed soy sauce bottles.
It's modeled after the Taj Mahal, apparently. It's grand.
Yeah, it is.
Onward.
Onward!
It started to rain, so they gave us ponchos.
It's much nicer than just being completely rained on, though.
So biking in Singapore is surprisingly easy. There aren't a lot of other bikes on the road, and you actually don't even drive on the roads. You drive on the sidewalks with all the pedestrians. But you gotta keep an eye out because there are a lot of people. There are a couple little tight spots here and there, but in general, you got a lot of room to ride, baby. Woo!
Good morning, adventurers! Did you know that there are over 60 islands surrounding Singapore? So we figured we'd get off the mainland and go check one out.
We just got to the island and we found the most adorable little lazy kitty. Your day is complete.
Yep, I love it. I won't try to pet it, I'll leave it be, but yep, I think this is a good omen for the day. We caught the ferry from the Changi Point ferry terminal, and you hop on these little ferry boats that only hold 12 passengers. In about 15 minutes, it takes you across the water to the island of Pulau Ubin, which is actually one of the larger islands in the north of Singapore.
One of the top things you have to do when you come to this island is kayaking. You can kayak all over the place, and we actually just hopped in one. We're doing a little tandem kayak.
Heyo!
But we actually just followed along the coast of the island, and then we're heading into this little river area. Allison's doing all the work up there.
I'm getting my workout in.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Keep it up. All right, onward. Paddle.
Yes,
Faster.
sir. Did you
Faster
say
than
faster?
that. Even faster. We just took a little rest at this bridge that goes right across the water here. We were just thinking, it's kind of insane that like we look like we're in the middle of a serene jungle or something. The industrialized city of Singapore is right over there.
It's wild because out there you hear a lot of airplanes and boats and people out on the water, but out here just hear the bugs and the nature.
The soft sound of paddles scraping the surface of the water.
You're going, watch your head, I went too far right.
We didn't film that part.
You might think that this is water from the sea, but it is just sweat.
Oh yeah, we're wet and probably very burnt,
Woo!
but worth it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Y'all, when we were kayaking, we actually went by all these different floating islands, and it turns out one of them has a freaking restaurant on it.
It's its own contained island restaurant oasis.
Yeah, it's really cool. As you can see behind us, it is covered in greenery, as like most of Singapore is, and they also do their own fishing right here. You can come and watch the fish, and there are thousands.
And of course, that means they have super fresh fish for you to eat inside.
Super fresh fish.
Super fresh fish.
Kind of a
That's
mouthful.
hard to say.
Let's go eat is what she's trying to say.
The food has arrived and oh my gosh, look at this feast. Oh, this is so beautiful. So we have a full-on chili crab, a full baked fish, some fresh greens, we've got some noodles, we've got fresh coconuts to drink. So we gotta start with the crab. I think I'm gonna go for this big ol' hunk here. Oh baby, the claws, man, they never let you down. Unless they pinch you with it and then you're really let down. Now let's get some of that chili on there. Ooh, It's sweet and spicy and savory, and the crab is just so buttery fresh in there.
The crab is delicious and all, but this is what I was most excited to try. Look at this beautiful baked fish. This might be the most beautiful piece of fish I've ever eaten. Get a little of the juice in there. It's pretty much perfectly cooked. It's definitely as moist and tender and flavorful as it looks. The sauce is the star. It adds this like umami, savory kind of saltiness to the fish. Very delicious. Gotta watch out for those pesky little bones though. They'll get you. This fish came from over there. They actually catch all the fish here. They farm it, cook it, put it on the plate, then I eat it.
So there's something really cool we're gonna do in a little bit to end the night. But before that, we had some time to kill, so we thought what better way than to get back on the water and do a river cruise. This boat takes you all around Singapore and you see the city from a pretty cool perspective. It takes you on the route that old bumboats would have taken back in the day to transport their goods. You go by old shop houses, now you go by these amazing skyscrapers.
It's also a really cool way just to see all the bridges. You get to drive under them and see it like the all around perspective of them, and they're all very different. And of course some insane architecture, like I'm not even sure what I'm looking at half the time.
The architecture in Singapore is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, check this out. This is the backdrop.
Definitely one of the coolest cityscapes. Is that what you call it? A cityscape? Yeah. Stamp of approval from Allison. Y'all, I feel like this is what every like 80s sci-fi movie had as the cityscape. It's like the future is here. It's now. It's Singapore.
You don't even have to do CG. You just put Singapore in the background.
Yeah.
Yo, we have reached the tippity top of the Singapore Flyer, and it is freaking incredible.
We have seen the city in so many different ways today, y'all. We've seen it by kayak far away, we went on the river cruise, and now we're up above it.
I mean, the city looks big and massive and just sprawling from down below, but up above is where you really get a sense of it. I mean, it just goes on forever, and I think night is the way to do this because you see all the lights. There's literally like a water light show going on right down there.
There's also a pretty epic thunderstorm happening, so there's lightning all around. It is quite a mood in here.
So you guys saw that we already explored Pulau Ubin. Today we want to explore another Singaporean island, but it is going to be very, very different than the last island we visited.
Yeah, so you can get to this island via car or this really cool bridge, or you can do what we're about to do and take a cable car. Yo, this might be the longest cable car that we have ever been on. It goes from the mainland all the way across the water to the island itself. This is so cool. It's such a great way to see everything in Singapore.
It literally goes through a building where I think you can stop and get off, and then it continues on to the island. Sounds like this one. I'm really glad I'm not scared of heights, especially after bungee jumping.
Yeah, I think we finally faced our fears, and as long as we don't have to jump out of here, I'm good with the heights.
So Sentosa is basically an island that is a giant theme park with a bunch of resorts on it. From the cable car, I saw a roller coaster, we saw a water park. There's so much freaking stuff to do that there's no way we're gonna squeeze it all in one day. So our goal is to cram in as much as we can.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go really fast, go really high, and have tons of fun.
Let's race, y'all. Holy cow. It's definitely the funnest go-karts I've ever done. Those things are so freaking fast. They almost couldn't go faster. You would just crash every 2 seconds. What place did you actually get?
I got 6th.
6th?
It was better there was a 7th and I didn't get that, but that was like It's like all over the place. My tires are squealing. I thought I was like blowing everyone out of the water until I realized that I was going the slowest, but I felt like I was going the fastest.
Well, this is easily the funnest go-kart track we've ever done. It's 3 stories of craziness. These things look like little Formula 1 cars or something. They're all electric. They have so much power to them. Man, I'd spun out like 3 or 4 different times, completely 360.
Yeah, he came flying up past me and then goes to take a turn and just goes peeled out. That was
rad,
awesome.
man. I was slipping inside. I was drifting, man. Singapore drift. You know, just a casual giant lizard. He's so slow. This guy is huge. Holy cow.
I know, that's why he can be so slow. He is the dominant one in this situation.
We've just been kind of exploring the island and we came across maybe the world's coolest rope bridge. This thing is sweet, huh?
Yeah, it spans like a little lagoon. It goes from one island to an even smaller island. This is very cool right now.
It's also very bouncy.
It is, yeah. This is definitely the best way to go island hopping.
Coolest joke of the video.
Is that
you
a
win.
joke? Yeah. Nailed it.
Y'all, we just noticed this thing over in the distance sticking up above the trees. I think we're gonna go check it out and see if we can get like an aerial view of the island. The views from the observation wheel were cool, but this might rival that. This is pretty sweet.
Yeah, this is nice.
Wow. Cheers.
Oh yeah, it comes with a complimentary beverage.
Yo, we haven't had enough speed for one day, but this time we are going to let gravity do the work and take the luge down.
We perfected our skills indoors and now we're taking it to the streets, y'all. Oh, ow. At least it works, I guess.
Which way? Which way? This way! Well, y'all, that was a lot of freaking fun. That was a freaking blast. We're gonna do it many, many more times. You actually ride a little ski lift, chairlift thingy to get back up to the top, and they strap on the little go-karts to the bottom of it and just bring them up to the top. It's really smart how they've laid all this out, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I'm having a blast, y'all. This is so much fun.
Yeah, we need a proper race this next time.
Oh, you're on, baby.
Y'all, night has fallen, and we booked a very special dinner. I think it's gonna be unlike any dinner we've ever had. It's on a freaking pirate ship, right down there. Well, apparently on this ship, you have to take your shoes off. No shoes allowed on this boat. It's gonna be weird eating dinner without any shoes on.
It's usually frowned upon, but it's kind of freeing.
Yeah, let's do it.
So this is the Royal Albatross, and they have different sailings, but this is the City Lights cruise. So we start in Sentosa and we actually sail around the whole island, and you get beautiful city light views the whole trip. Plus you get a full dinner, there's a bar, there's music playing.
And this thing is a proper sailboat. Like, you can see these huge masts. It's all made of this wood and steel and iron everywhere. Ropes just as far as the eye can see, and lots of stuff to like bonk your head on and snag your foot on. And
yeah, I would not want to be in charge of this, but I'm glad they know what they're doing.
We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow.
all right, y'all, it's a special edition of MTV Cribs. Come on in to my awesome pirate ship yacht thingy. Yeah, this is all mine. Everything you see, I own all of this.
You've got an interesting amount of tables in your yacht just for
yeah.
you.
I like to have a different table I can sit at for every day of the week. It's Saturday, so that's right here. This is my Saturday table. In case I fooled you, no, this is not my ship, all right? This is like a proper lounge area down here. Like, look at all the rich raw wood and stuff and all the comfortable seating. Man, this is sweet. So during this trip, we want to see as much of Singapore as humanly possible, but the island is about 275 square miles, so that is a lot to cover by just walking.
Yeah, so we thought we would explore by the most practical way we could think of. In a bright red vintage Vespa sidecar.
Because why not?
Because why not? Because when in Singapore.
I got a white one though. Haha.
Mine's cooler.
Oh yeah, yours does match. All right, anyway, we're off.
Onward. We just made our first quick stop for an actual ice cream sandwich. Y'all, this is a big hunk of ice cream, chocolate chip, on a piece of bread.
It's an ice cream sandwich.
It's an ice cream sandwich.
Holy cow, who knew?
Delicious, and it's so cool on this warm day.
Singaporean ice cream sandwich.
I mean, it's delicious. It's cold. Never in my life would I have thought to put ice cream on bread, but it's absolutely amazing. The bread's just so pillowy soft with the ice cream. It's really nice. It's a nice little vessel to eat ice cream.
Jeez. You could eat it a little classier than that.
Sorry. It's really good.
Hey, how's it going up there?
So good. This is so fun. And I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Just chillaxing. This is apparently the Tian Hock Keng temple, and believe it or not, right out in front of it, this used to be the water line. The sea would come up here. This was a beach.
So if this were 1950, that's where the boats would come in.
But it's so neat to see this still standing here. Now, obviously, it's been updated over the years, but one thing that still remains the same is that there are no nails holding this together. I forget how they did it.
I think they just used a bunch of joinery and stuff and stonework.
But this is yet another example of the old mixed with the new.
Thanks, y'all. See ya.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. To end our time here in Singapore, we just came to the little walkway near the Marina Sands Hotel. That's that, if you didn't know. But yeah, the sidecar tour was amazing. It was really like the highlight of the trip for us. They took us all over the place through Kampong Glam, which is the Muslim quarter, you know where that big mosque is. Then we explored more of Chinatown. We even toured through Little India, so we got to see so many sides of the city. But there's this whole walkway near the water. You can just walk for miles and miles. It's freaking sweet.
You can see all of the city, the river, you can go shopping, you can have drinks, you can do everything.
Yeah, these are where all the photo spots are, you guys. But we had a blast exploring Singapore. Everything we did obviously is going to be in the description below. We rode go-karts, we rode in a sidecar, we went on a crazy luge down a mountain, we ate tons of food.
Oh my gosh, it was like goals, like everything to do in Singapore I feel like we did.
But that is going to conclude our time here in Singapore. And over.
Oh man, so sad. All right, goodbye adventures.
We'll see you on the road.